This morning, I set out bright and early from Shillong, moving away from the traffic and noise of the city on a breathtaking drive. This beautiful road takes me further and further away from the hustle bustle of the city and deeper into the mesmerizing hills of Meghalaya, towards the sacred groves of Maflang. The cool, moist air rushes through my hair and the majestic landscape stretches out before me in every direction. I stop for a moment to step out and immerse myself in the scenery. Looking at the moist hills, my thoughts seem to float through my mind like poetry. Sitting here, my journey turns inwards, further into myself, as a deep sense of inspiration and energy surges through me, spilling onto the page of my travel diary. For now, there is just me with my thoughts, floating like the clouds among the hills. I am not the first to feel this deep connection with the hills and the intense creative surge it inspires. It is universally acknowledged that the people of the hills are innately musical, and poetry, literature and dance are not co-curricular activities or hobbies, but a part of their very existence. Today, having spent some quiet time immersed in the hills, I think I'm beginning to understand why. With such a deep connection to the land, it's no surprise to me that the people are extremely protective of their forests, since it is not only their primary resource, but also the seat of spirituality and inspiration for their clan.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Kid. I'll be your guide today.
I'm Charu. Come.
His local community has played a strong role in the protection of sacred groves across the state. Youngsters are being trained to be naturalists and guides to tourists who want to take in its breathtaking beauty. As we enter the groves, there's one golden rule that's sacrosanct: take only photographs, leave only footsteps. Kit tells me a local folktale about the deity who resides in these groves. This deity holds dear every leaf and flower that grows in his forest, so even when the leaves wilt, the deity calls them back to his embrace.
Okay, those offenders, no, they got punished by the deity itself.
Serious punishments?
Yeah, some of them they got their head a twisted back, and they got a horrible sickness like plague, and then some of them get what's this? Paralyzed also.
So pretty serious.
Pretty serious.
And stories of disease and bad luck brought upon by the deity's curse are chilling enough for anyone to dare disobey. A visit to the groves on a day when the sun is shining through, like today, is a good omen. I guess it's my lucky day. As I crunch my way through dry brown foliage, I reason the circle of life that these woods symbolize. Even when the trees die, they are not uprooted or thrown away. Rather, they are left to return to their element with absolute love. What lives must perish, only to emerge again from the very same earth.
You can see this fallen tree, it's dying, and we're doing nothing with it, we just leave it just like that.
This is what I love best about this forest, that any life that is born here is allowed to ebb away in absolute peace.
Yeah.
Talk about dignity of death.
It is this unbroken cycle that has managed to conserve the energy of the plants and of the soil, energy that resides quietly in every leaf and every twig. Perhaps that is the reason why this is one of the most biodiverse landscapes in the world, with an abundance of powerful medicinal plants, including the Taxus baccata tree. Modern research has shown that it contains a substance called Taxol, which has shown exciting potential as an anti-cancer drug, particularly in the treatment of breast and ovarian cancers.
It's called Taxus baccata. It has a kind of a substance, a syrup called Taxol, and it used to cure cancer, mainly breast cancer.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
As we walk by a large tree, I come upon a little unexpected treasure.
It's the Rudraj tree. It's the Iliocarpus lancifolius. And this Rudraj tree we cannot find in the village. It's located here in the
Only
grove.
in the groves.
Yeah. We have some more Rudraj tree. We have many inside this group. Oh, that's the one.
Yeah,
That's the Rudraj tree.
right there.
Looking nice, huh?
Is this a teen muhi Rudraj?
Yeah, the Teen Mukhi Rudraj.
But I have to put this back.
Yeah, I've got to put it back. I'm gonna take it.
Most people dismiss ancient legends and curses, but here's a thought. What if our ancestors had the foresight to guess the destruction of forests that's so commonplace these days, and so they put in these taboos to protect their beloved groves? As I walk through, gently, a soft song breaks out in my mind.
Kit,
Yes?
you know, having been in the jungle for only half an hour, my ears have already started getting quite attuned to the jungle soundscape.
That's awesome.
But, is that music I hear?
Pulau Kentang, Pulau Lindo, Saudang Perdei, ya Pikiaro. Pulau Kentang, Pulau Lindo, Saudang Perdei, ya Pikiaro. Dalaki kmat bakin wanjgo, Pikat snowball, Lut ya baro. Dalaki kmat bakin wanjgo, Pikat snowball, Lut ya baro.
Joyous as I am at the little gift of melodiousness the deity has bestowed on me today, I can't help but get drawn to the distant Duitara sound somewhere in the background. Kit tells me that sacred groves are a chosen spot for solemn worshippers of sound. And as if on cue, I meet 80-year-old Kyrios Valang, who I am told has been coming to the groves as a child to do his daily practice. I sit there transfixed as I find the enchanting forest sing to me through the voice of this blessed old man. Sobered in tone and demeanor, I'm certain that what I'm taking away is more than memories, and what I'm leaving behind is much more than footsteps. Meghalaya's landscape is characterized by incessant rains, turning gentle streams into raging torrents, almost impossible to traverse. Making me curious about the almost impossible inter-village connectivity in this area. And having heard so much about the bridges that breathe, I'm on my way to Ravai. A small village which is home to a bridge for the people, of the people and by the people.
Another day, another excursion into Meghalaya. A short walk from here is going to take me to a site that I've read much about. Another intriguing, respectful pact with nature, a living roots bridge.
The trek down to the riverside is a long but beautiful one. I tread moss-covered rocky steps strewn with flowers and hovering butterflies.
Just look at that raging river. Just a few days ago, that must have been a gentle stream.
Root bridges have existed for many years here, but only recently have they become a subject of research. So while there isn't much verified reading material to be found, there's enough evidence to suggest that they exist only in Meghalaya. It's a strong, self-strengthening and self-renewing marvel, and testimony to the harmony man can maintain with nature.
Wow, this is really incredible. Legend has it that local villagers planted these strangler figs on both sides of the river more than 500 years ago. And then they gently coax their roots across the river to take root on the other side. Quite a remarkable feat, considering a bridge like this can actually survive incessant rain, flash floods, any kind of deluge.
A raging, roaring river and the difficulty of crossing it overcome with such a simple, elegant solution. Interwoven roots of living, blooming trees, artistically drawn across to the other side of a river. This is organic engineering at its very best. Originally, a length of bamboo is secured across the river with ficus trees on either side. As nature takes its course in this fertile landscape, over months and years, the roots and the branches intertwine and complement the strength of the structure. In later stages, the stones are inserted into the gaps, resulting in beautiful pathways. Years later, as villagers pass through these bridges, as a matter of fact, in this land of immense, terrifying floods and endless rains, one cannot help but marvel at nature's immense gratitude of protecting the very community that helped it take shape.
Wow! I mean, nothing could have prepared me for this. I could be in the Elves' Kingdom of Middle Earth right now.
The villagers consider it important to teach their children how to twine the new roots of these trees, making sure the bridge is immortalized even as generations perish.
I twine this root with a single prayer that it grows and sustains many generations to come. Now onwards to Mawlynnong, the cleanest village in all of Asia. Follow me.
Barely 90 kilometers from Shillong towards the India-Bangladesh border, I am on my way to Mawlynnong, a village that has a unique reputation of being the cleanest village in this part of the world. As if on cue, broom plantations start to appear on either side of the roads. And so, I head to Mawlynnong village.
Meghalaya has shown me so many unique ways of living in harmony with nature. Yet, the quintessential city girl in me says it might be a wee bit difficult to convince city-goers to start twining living root bridges in developing cities or to suddenly start worshipping their sacred groves. But the way of life of this village has something that we can all learn from.
Mawlynnong, also referred to as God's own garden, won the acclaim of being the cleanest village in Asia in 2003. And the onus of keeping that flag flying high lies with every resident of this village. I am awestruck, not just by the cleanliness, but also by the aesthetics, cobbled streets, manicured lawns, and friendly locals always willing to pose for the camera. The Khasis have a reputation of obsessive cleanliness. Shining utensils decorate every Khasi kitchen, and well-manicured gardens decorate the entry of every single Khasi home, regardless of their financial state. Families here spend a great deal of time tending to their homes and to their surroundings. So much so that not even wilted leaves are allowed to lie around in their gardens. I decide to start my day visiting Skyview, the high point of the village. Skyview has been conceptualized and constructed entirely by the residents. A viewing platform built close to 60 feet up in the air on the branches of the highest tree in the forest. It offers a surreal experience, and on a clear day, one can see the canopy of Meghalaya's forests and the plains of Bangladesh stretch far into the horizon.
Anywhere that you work, when you work with community.
I happen to chance upon Mr. Lalu, who tells me the story of the village and enlightens me on the great Khasi way of living.
The strength of the community is what makes it tick. They have a headman, and under him they have about 14 other members who are within the executive committee. These are the guys who sit and make the decisions. It's so democratic, the kind of system that they follow, because every year they have what you call a local darbar,
Okay.
where the whole village comes out and everything is being read out. I mean, the reports of, what is the kind of revenue that they've generated from tourism, what is the kind of revenue they've generated from other activities. So that is all being taken into account. And the other thing that is really remarkable, which they do, is they've got this data bank of who is the poorest in the village.
Oh.
So they have started another system here that, the revenues that come out from tourism, they have started keeping about 100 rupees aside a day. And the poorest house in the village, where some of them are still thatched, by the end of the year, the community decides to buy CGI sheet roofing for them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It says on the board that there's village law protecting, anyone. If you litter, then village law is applicable, then you might be punished. So what exactly are the punishments by village law for littering?
For littering, you either asked to pick up your litter, or if you refuse, then they fine you and they don't allow you to go unless you clean it up. There was an incident which I would like to narrate. There were some people from Shillong who came, parked their vehicle there, and like you see, a lot of people eat pan. So this lady, she gets out of the car and spits on the road. It's all red. So immediately one of the guys picked up a bucket of water with a brush, washed that, and this lady felt so bad, because she did it.
Yeah.
So you feel guilty about it. So you ask the guy, hey, don't do that, let me do it. He said, no, it's all right. But when the time came for them, they produced a donation book, which they said that, we had to clean your waste, so it's up to you. So it ended up with that lady paying 500 rupees.
So you also have homestays in Mailanong.
Correct. Homestays in Maflang are the only thing that will sustain, and they are viable, of course. Because when we first, there have been people from Shillong who wanted to set up hotels, but when the village council sat together and said no, that hotels would kill the spirit of the people here.
Absolutely.
They would be mere employees rather than being masters. So there was the hotel part of it was like sort of a no to the council. Instead of that, homestays are encouraged, small guest houses are encouraged.
And with that, we bring to a close this special episode on ecotourism in Meghalaya. But join us next week, same time, same day, for more adventure in mighty Meghalaya.